How many people in other markets know who he is?
They know him now.
No, that's the thing.
Why? Okay, back it up. Why would anyone in another market know him? Who do you know in another market?
Not many. Ohtani.
Name some other outfielders. Give me your all-star ballot for outfilders in the American League.
Who won the MVP last year, though?
I have no clue.
Okay.
I mean, so to kind of like throw that at him, I don't think that's fair. I don't expect people in other markets to know who Jaron Duran is yet. The guy's basically brand new to baseball. So I think after last night, I think maybe that puts him in that conversation going forward. If he feels slighted by not getting all-star game votes, I think that's stupid. And I don't think I ever heard him say that. Did he say that?
No, he didn't say it.
Other people said it.
Yeah.
Tyler Milliken was having a stroke once a day over there talking about how Jaron Duran wasn't getting all-star game votes. We had to explain to him how the all-star balloting works in baseball, that it's you vote for your own guys if your market is truly engaged, right?
Yeah.
If you're in Boston and you care about baseball and you're voting on the all-star game as a fan, you vote for Jaron Duran. If you're in Baltimore, you're voting for Gunnar Henderson and anybody else that you want to vote for on that team because you're engaged as a fan in that market. The team is good, right?
Yeah.
And then you vote for the guys that are the big mega stars in the sport, like, as you mentioned, Shohei Ohtani, who took Tanner Houck deep last night.
You got all that one.
Man, did he get all that. Man, oh man. Was that impressive. Ohtani blast. Babe Ruth himself. Babe Ruth. So maybe now he doesn't get that sort of slight next year. Maybe his name becomes more recognizable. Here's what
that's fair.
I thought about last night and thought about this All-Star weekend as it relates to the Red Sox. Jaron Duran is 10 times more likable than Tristan Casas, the other young star, if you will, on this team.
I'll get on your side every day on that. No question. No question at all.
I find this guy so endearing, is what I find him. And the way his manager speaks about him backs that up, about who he is as a player. I've said it multiple times. I'll say it again. Jaron Duran looked like a guy who was going to flame out of Major League Baseball quickly. He looked like a guy who didn't belong. It was disastrous at the beginning of his career at the Major League level.
Yeah, and he figured it out.
And for him to turn it around while also battling some of his own mental demons, because we've read those reports about him beating himself up in front of reporters. Just absolutely tearing into himself about his own failures on the field. That he's overcome that. I just think it makes the guy likable. There's just sort of a quality about him, about grinding it out, toughing it out, finding a way forward. Like that, I don't know. I like this guy.
Yeah, like just
I
what
think
he
his
said.
story's good. I think he's a good player. I think he's legit. And I think he's one of the most likable players on the Red Sox.
He hustles. Bottom line. And you make mistakes. And he made a ton of mistakes early in his career, but you learn from hustling. Like, I played for coaches that say, you know what, if you're tentative and you make a mistake, I'm going to get on your ass. But if you're busting your ass and you make mistakes are going to happen. But just like what he said last night, I'm going to keep my head down and keep working. That's what I do. That's the likability of a player. Instead of some D-bag that's going to play a joke with the hockey team that's in town, vying to advance to the next round. Just because you want to be cute with it. Let that run a little bit. Then, he was just kidding. Unlikable. In baseball, man, can you do things to make your sport unlikable with these uniforms? I know it's been going on for a while. But, I talked about this the other day when just watched one of those videos from the All-Star game here in, 97? Was that 97 it was, or 98? Whatever year it was. And just watching the guys get introduced. And just to see the real uniforms. That was one of the great things about baseball, the uniform. The Montreal Expos, the Pittsburgh Pirates. Like, I grew up in Pittsburgh. The Yankees, whether you love them or hate them. The pinstripe shirt. Texas Rangers. I mean, just great uniforms. And then you had the stupid ones with the Tampa Bay Devil Rays that had the weird sleeves. But at least it was unique. And now, the thing with Fanatics this year and shrinking the numbers, and, man, you had a good thing going, and you effed it up. They do things to screw their sport up. They really do. That's not going to change, though.
Well,
because this is what kids like.
For the listeners, did you watch last night, and do you care? 617-779-0985. And if you were watching, what was it about this game that made you want to watch it? Other than it was on.
Nothing else.
That was my favorite part of the game in the first inning.
The
Paul
tornadoes?
Skeens versus Aaron Judge. They set it up. They said, hey, this is the matchup everyone wanted to see. The first pitch ground out to the third baseman.
Ooh. Yep. Just like Pedro
before they could even set it up.
I think it was Bruce Bochy was on the other night. He was getting interviewed, and he was saying, or he's at the podium talking about how, this game has a real potential to have some real exciting moments early on in it. First pitch ground out. Nope. No, it didn't. The game was over in, 2.5 hours? Thing was flying. Moved along.
Unlike the Derby.
They got it over with. What was longer, the Derby or the game? The Derby, I think, was probably longer.
Yeah, felt longer.
Right? So it was over quickly. You didn't have to wait it out, I guess, if you wanted to watch it. There was the tornado alerts going on there for towns you may or may not have heard of early on.
May or may not exist.
No, they do exist. They're real towns.
Big night for Kevin Lemanowitz.
They get those things that flap in the air. Remember, like in Twister? They get those
Kevin Lemanowitz was the third man in the booth.
These guys were questioning whether or not Shutesbury was real, which it is. I've been there. It's a real town.
You've been there.
It does exist. Yeah, it's not far from Amherst.
Huh.
Yeah. It's out there next to Leverett. Leverett and Shutesbury are like, you go past North Amherst, and that's the way you drive.
Hadley.
Hadley's
on the other side.
Hadley is west of Amherst. Shutesbury and Leverett are northeast.
They were starting the game, and then all of a sudden he breaks in. It's mass hysteria.
Yeah.
Tornado. And by the time he was done talking before first pitch, he's like, okay, and it's been canceled.
And it's over. Yeah. Shutesbury survived.
They don't have to rebuild like
we
Rentham.
will rebuild.
I like Rentham.
That's what they're saying there today.
Rentham's strong.
Yeah, no, of course. Absolutely. So I don't know if people watched. I'm curious to know what the ratings were because this game has become a non-factor. T-Bone is suggesting that they bring back World Series home field advantage for the All-Star game. Should they bring that back into the equation? I have not heard anyone make that argument except for you.
Why not?
Well, it's one thing that makes it unique, right?
How else are you going to make it mean something to the players on the field?
This is what I always say. You throw money at it.
Money.
Number one. Yeah. Money is always the answer to a lot of problems.
These guys have more money than God, though, most of them.
Yeah.
If you're doing it the right way, these guys have a lot of money.
Do they care? Do they care about home field, though?
Money is no. Well, here's the thing. It doesn't impact a guy who's on a bad team. There are guys that look at it and say, no shot, I'm going to be in the World Series. What do I care if it's home field advantage? But maybe you create like a culture with the best players of wanting to go for it, right? So that Shohei Ohtani really wants to go for it, and that kind of trickles down.
Has it always been the case that they have at least someone from every team?
Yes, I think so. That's been the rule.
Always been the rule?
My entire lifetime.
It should be that way.
The rule.
I think it should.
How do you think Scott Cooper got those back-to-back All-Star nods? Someone needed to go.
Because he was a legend?
Someone needed to go. He was a two-time All-Star, right? Do I have that right?
Well, even that 99 All-Star team that was loaded and everything. If you watch that video, it's like Ed Sprague, Pittsburgh Pirates. You're like, all right, that doesn't fit with the rest of the.
I think Jose Offerman was a Red Sox All-Star that year.
All-Star back-to-back appearances for Scott Cooper, 93 and 94. Obligatory Red Sox candidate. Pick. Representative. That's the word I'm searching for.
Wasn't for his dancing down at the tent in Marina Bay.
Not a good dancer?
Yeah, he just he was there picking up women.
Oh, and you were doing what there?
Oh, just watching people.
Oh, just watching.
Hanging out,
He's leaving early.
Eating a meatball sub in the corner.
Oh, dude, they used to have pizza there. They used to have pizza there.
Really?
It was so good.
So just everywhere throughout history, just eating a meatball sub in the corner.
Yeah.
That's what he was doing at 99 at the All-Star, at the Home Run Derby.
He's eating a meatball sub.
My point is there a way you could tighten up the rosters and make the better players not necessarily have to have that one Kansas City Royal?
I like that idea. I don't think every team deserves one. Why do you get to have one? Simply because they want it?
Did the Red Sox deserve an All-Star this year? Maybe Duran.
Devers deserves
Devers.
And Houck.
All three of those guys.
I forgot about him.
Wait, all three of those guys definitely deserve to be there.
The game was so bad he wasn't in it that you forgot about.
Their guys were legit picks. Yeah. All of them were deserving of being there.
Durant was.
They didn't have any.
Fair enough. But there were teams that didn't deserve one.
No, I get your point, though. Why do we have to put a guy on from every single team to be represented? Why is that a rule? Just because they want people in, name your market to watch it? I mean, I don't think you're going to watch it based on, I don't
think people from New York are coming to see the Milwaukee Brewer that made it, or
right. But I'm saying if the people in Milwaukee don't have a guy who's worthy of being on the team, if they like baseball, they'll still watch for the big stars. And if you have more stars, it's a more attractive event. The Milwaukee Brewers fan is not going to protest the game because they don't have a Brewer in there. If they like baseball and it's all of baseball's best and you build a better roster and a better game, they'd be more likely to watch it. So dump that rule. Look at us. We're fixing the All-Star game now. Well, we're tweaking it. We
got to stop fixing
it.
We're getting too good at this.
Yeah. Yeah, McCone, go.
No, if you're going to make a count for the World Series, you can't have that rule in there. If some bum from the A's is giving up a 2-run bomb to Ohtani, and now I don't have World Series home advantage because we had to let that schmuck on the World Series on the All-Star roster? Absolutely not. That doesn't make sense.
I like it. It's a unique take. Bring back the World Series implications. I mean, I don't know that anyone has said that, but T-Bone is onto something.
Pro Bud Selig over here. How about that?
Yeah. Do you want to call ties after a certain number of innings as well?
Yes, 11 innings.
And you know what? We're going to bring back that marketing campaign they had, which is this time it counts. This time it counts. If you like that clip, check out more videos from Zolak and Bertrand here. For more Red Sox analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.